Hey everyone, and welcome. I am so glad you're here today. If you're someone who just craves efficient, focused learning without all that extra fluff, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're bringing you a highly targeted explainer that tackles a pretty fascinating challenge from our source material: how to systematically achieve daily mental peace and then combine that with actionable self-improvement, all framed within an incredibly efficient 8-minute blueprint. We're going to break this whole concept down so you can walk away with a crystal clear understanding of how to balance internal calm with your external growth.
Okay, let's dive into this. We've got a great agenda today. We're starting with the 8-minute blueprint. Then we'll move into defining daily mental peace, look at how to bridge peace and progress, and wrap it all up with some highly actionable self-improvement tips.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the 8-minute blueprint.
So you might be wondering, how can you possibly achieve mental peace and personal development in just 8 minutes a day? Well, the magic isn't in the sheer volume of time. It's actually in the extreme focus applied to that specific window. 8 minutes represents just 0.5% of your entire 24-hour day, and this brilliantly illustrates how tiny that fraction really is. To put it into perspective, you probably spend way more than that just trying to pick out something to watch on Netflix, right? When we look at it like this, the barrier to entry completely vanishes. You don't need to book a month-long retreat to find peace, and you definitely don't need 5 extra hours a day to improve yourself. By carving out just this tiny, hyper-focused slice of the pie, you establish a baseline that positively impacts the other 99.5% of your time.
Moving right along to Section 2, defining daily mental peace.
So what do we actually mean by daily mental peace? Based on the source, our working definition is the continuous, active practice of maintaining internal calm and clarity amidst the chaos of day-to-day life. Notice that word right there, active. It's not just some passive state you magically fall into. It's something you deliberately do. Look, the world around us is always going to have some chaos. Deadlines, crazy traffic, unexpected problems. Daily mental peace isn't about magically eliminating that outside chaos. It's about building a structured, resilient calm on the inside so that the chaos doesn't dictate your mood.
Now, to make that active practice a reality, you need structure. Think of these 3 moments as your daily checkpoints. In the morning, your focus is intentionality. Before you even look at your phone or check emails, take a moment to intentionally set the tone for your day. Then, at noon, when the chaos is usually peaking, your focus shifts to grounding. This could literally just be a single deep breath or a brief walk away from your desk to reset your nervous system. Finally, at night, the focus is reflection. Just acknowledge what went right, forgive what went wrong, and completely clear the slate for tomorrow.
And here is the absolute crucial point. Peace is the prerequisite for progress. Think about it. If your mind is constantly spinning, reacting, and just totally overwhelmed by daily stress, you simply don't have the cognitive bandwidth left for self-improvement. You're stuck in survival mode, not growth mode. By using those daily checkpoints to establish a baseline of calm, you're literally clearing the runway. You are building the solid foundation you absolutely need to support the heavy lifting of personal development.
Which brings us to Section 3, bridging peace and progress.
So let me ask you this critical question, because it's really the core of what this explainer is all about. How does daily peace become the foundation for continuous growth? We so often treat these two things as mutually exclusive, right? We think peace means sitting totally still, and growth means aggressively hustling. But the reality of the source text is that true, sustainable self-improvement just cannot happen without a stable center. Let's break down exactly how these two forces interact.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how, at first glance, mental peace and self-improvement look like total opposites. Peace is stillness, acceptance, and an internal focus. Improvement, on the other hand, is action, external growth, and forward momentum. But in this 8-minute blueprint, they function exactly like breathing. Mental peace is the inhale, gathering your focus, accepting where you are, and finding your center. Self-improvement is the exhale, taking that focused energy and pushing it outward into action and growth. You literally cannot sustainably have one without the other.
Let's jump right into Section 4, self-improvement tips.
All right, now that we have our peaceful foundation, here are 4 actionable self-improvement tips you can implement today. Number 1, start small. Remember that 0.5% of your day? Don't try to overhaul your whole life overnight. Just pick one tiny habit. Number 2, stay consistent. Consistency beats intensity every single time. Doing something small every day compounds massively. Number 3, embrace continuous learning. Keep that mind of yours engaged, exactly like you're doing right now with this explainer. And number 4, reflect on daily progress. Tie this right back to that nightly reflection routine we talked about. Ask yourself, did I get 1% better today? If the answer is yes, that is a massive win.
Let's move to and see how this builds your exact daily playbook. Step 1. Establish calm. Use those grounding techniques we just went over to clear out the noise. Step 2. Identify a single growth area. Please don't pick 5 things. Pick 1. Maybe it's reading an industry article, practicing a language, or even just organizing your desk. Step 3. Take 8 minutes of focused action. Set a timer. Absolutely no distractions, just pure intentional effort directed at that one specific thing. It's a highly systematic way to make sure you are moving the needle forward day in and day out.
So as we wrap things up today, I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Can you dedicate just 8 minutes today to balance your mental peace and your personal growth? I mean, you've seen the data. You know it's less than 1% of your entire day. You have the step-by-step structure to establish calm, and you've got the actionable tips to drive your improvement. The blueprint is literally right in front of you. The only question left is, are you going to use those 8 minutes today? Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer, and I highly, highly encourage you to put this into practice right now. Catch you next time.